as they said, mastitis, son, I need a call. So I was there. This woman was there for me when I was down, dying. She was there for me, stood with me in prayer. The church interceded and I came through. And this woman now is going through something that is bothering me. Even as a young man, I lost focus. I lost focus. I lost every energy. I lost every strength. I lost everything because I saw things. I saw her being in pain night and day. I saw her in pain night and day. I saw the deterioration of her breast and her health. And I'm praying night and day, reminding God of his covenant with me. Reminding God that this woman didn't want to come to Nima, but she had to come because she married a man who you call. I reminded God of all of the covenant. Yet, fast forward, my wife died painfully. How can a man be in love, a relationship with somebody for over 10 years, 11 years plus, and then the person died? And then people started to go around saying he killed the woman. In fact, he killed the woman. As a matter of fact, the boy, he didn't care about her. People who didn't really care about her because we were friends, best friends. She told me everything about her upbringing, her family, her position, everything. She hid nothing from me, including the true story behind the birth of her first child. That's how much we were close. She told me everything, everything. Someone who I could count on for intercession, who could stand in the gap and pray for me night and day. And it was her turn, and I could not, and I was guilty as hell because I prayed all the prayer that I could, yet I could not revive her. I could not stop the progress of that attack on her breast. And after all that pain, agony, and bitterness in my heart, even in the hospital, in Catholic hospital, the day she died, I stood right in the record room where they paid, in the father's room, and I said, God, you lied to me. This is not what you promised me. You lied. I will not follow you again. I made that statement out of bitterness after everything we went through, both of us. And then people, especially people I least expect, some say he killed the lady. Some say he's evil. Some say he's bad. Some say he did it for money. Some say he did it for church growth. But there will always be people saying things. That was not my lowest point. My lowest point was when people who are least expected came out and started as though they loved Joyce more than I did. Started to explain, oh yes, he killed the lady. He's not good. He's this, he that. And then I am dying. I was broken within. My nerve system, I should be sitting and shivering. After the death of my wife, at that time, I was already in pain. And then strangely in my body, I started to feel the same symptom in my left breast. I started feeling pain, my left breast burning or so aggressively. And I was broken, thinking that, oh wow, the same thing that they did to her after I've survived the attack now is showing in my body. And I got afraid. I had to go back to the Catholic hospital. They had to do my check. I told them my fingers are burning, my breast is burning, my this is burning, my that is burning. And that did all of my diabetes tests. They ordered the test, they said negative. I wasn't too sure. I had to go to Gemelli. And I went there, I paid. And I wanted to see the doctor and explain. And they did a lab, they checked my breast, and they said nothing. But the pain and the burns were still there. So the doctor told me, I see you. You are struggling. So I would recommend two things to you. Because I'm seeing you are going through what we call generalized anxiety disorder, GAD. And I said, what does that mean? He said you are living in fear You are living in anxiety. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. And this can only show in the life of a person who has been in that state for over 6 months, 6 months and above. And I say, I've been into this for over 11 months now. And then he said to me, listen to me, young man. You say your wife died, sorry. But if you sit here and be worrying that you will die, you be worrying that something might happen, something bad might happen, or the same thing that happened to her might happen to you. Let me tell you the truth today. You will die and you will leave the children behind. And probably the way you want to care for them, other people may not care for them like that. And you will leave all of your children behind. So these are my recommendations as a medical doctor. Do the things that cheer you up. What do you love the most? That's a question he asked me. I said, I love football. And I also love to be around people who make me laugh. He said, go and play football. Go and sit around people who will make you laugh. Sometimes get on the internet, watch comedies, things that will just make you laugh, so you can laugh away your sorrows, and so that your heart can come back in and say, or else you will have a heart problem, you have nervous breakdown, and you will die. So I'm advising you now. I'm giving you 2 weeks. Go out there, be jovial, be joyous. Wake up in the morning. If you are Christian, pray. If you are Muslim, pray. Whatever you are, just do the things that will make you happy. But most of all, your best habit, which you say is football, go and play football. And I followed the doctor's advice, and I started playing football among the beginning. I didn't even have strength. I run my whole foot shaking under me. Then people say, we told you, you're not good. Your wife died. You're playing football. It broke me because the ones that were saying it were not people who loved Joyce. It was people that were hypocrites. Some of them were who we consider to be family members, and Joyce confide in, love them, were the one sitting there saying all manners of things about me. The woman just died. He outside here playing football. He here laughing. He did all outside. Meanwhile, I was dying. I was grieving. I was broken. There were times I told one of Joyce's friends called Julie. I said, Julie, you're going to take care of my children because I don't know how long I will live for. And she said, stop saying that. And I told her more than 2 times. And she told me, she called me my pa. I said, my pa, the way you're talking, I don't understand it now. Don't say that kind of thing. What are you saying that kind of thing like that for? I said, you may not understand. Because I didn't want to tell her that I'm feeling some signs and symptoms in my breast, and I'm in pain, and I can't sleep, and I just don't know what will happen the next time to me. And she told me, my pa, you're not dying. You're not leaving us here. And those words were nothing to me because I said the same to Joyce and she died. Imagine a person encouraging somebody, even though they know that the person is their faith is different. You are encouraging them, but they themselves they're feeling otherwise. The doctor told me, and I told only the big sister of my late wife, Joyce. I told the big sister, wonderful Satara Logan. I said, the doctor told me that it's going to be difficult for Joyce to make it. But I'm before George, I'm telling her, George, we got to trust God. And trying to encourage her while we pray. While we pray. So I sort of those encouragements. So when Julie told me, my pa, you will not, nothing will happen to you. Myself thought that myself few months ago, I was encouraging George the same way. So don't tell me what I'm feeling. You don't know what I'm feeling. Yet in that point, I was broken. That was one of the most lowest point in my life, when my wife died, and I was there from the beginning. I saw the sickness got worse from one bad state to another. Everything happened right in my eyes. The both of us slept in the same room on the same bed. That she would cry all night and doesn't sleep, and I will try as a human being, praise it with her, talk, encourage her. Sometimes I'll be talking to her, sleeping with my head, and I will wake up the next day praying. So, and I was deteriorating too physically. And then somebody, because this word is an evil word, somebody who did not know all we went through in Nimba, all we went through in Ganta, all we went through in Kali community, all we went through in that house, will just see me trying to recover my life and say, this is evil. He killed Joyce. I was working two places, making money. I put Joyce into business. I had 2 cars before then, before we came to do ministry. We were living in Broadville during the time of Ebola. By the mercies of God, God was faithful enough to bless me, and I was blessing the family. Since George, now am I rich? Do I have everything? Do I have everything? I sent players abroad. I helped people. I wasn't struggling in Montserrat. I never had anything, and I came to ministry, so I was trying to enrich myself. So I tried to kill my wife. But when people want to be evil, and when people don't have feelings, and they don't even care how much destruction their words, their thoughts, and the things they do can cause another person's life, they just say. And most so, people who did not really care pretended as though they really care and took my name from place to place. My wife was sick for 9 months. 9 months straight. I was sick for 7 months and I recovered. And after I recovered, hers started to get worse. She was sick when I was sick, but it was not that worse. And she was acting strong for me. But when I came through, hers got worse. And all those times I was never intimate with my wife because it was a painful something. No one will have desire when they're in that kind of pain. And after all of those things I went through, all the time we'll go to town, go to Monrovia, go to places and do checkups and things. No family member ever came to Ganta to say, oh, she's sick and she's been going up and down. So they would come to see where she is. But when she died, people started to say all kinds of things, including people who, even when George was alive, would not allow them to talk to me. George loved me so much that she chose to even follow me, choose to tell me things, because she was a transformed woman. When we came to do ministry, she was very different. She was a true mother. If a person can be transformed, I've not seen anyone that was transformed as compared to her. She was different from the ones they used to know. Even her friends from the saloon came to Ganta to visit us at church. They saw it. And people sit without being remorseful, without even thinking that, okay, this young man, somebody else's son, and this young man is going through a lot. Sometimes people don't put themselves in your shoes. When people want to be evil, they don't care about how you feel. They just say what they say. Not from the place of love or from the place of concern about the person that was deceased, but because everybody want to just say something and just destroy somebody else's life. Destroy somebody else's life. Destroy somebody else's life. That was the lowest point. People were pointing, having clue. He killed a girl. He did this. He did that. Why he did this? Why he did that? Sometimes we wonder where the world is going with people around us. Sometimes the people you even think are there for you are the ones who have even more to say negative things about you. It is painfully disheartening. But the good thing about everything is that on George's deathbed, she prayed for me. She told me you'll be strong. I didn't know she was dying. Say God gave you grace to go through. It was exactly what she told me. It was exactly what she told me. That was not her last word, but that was some of the words she said, because I still remember the last words she said to me in the hospital room. Only dogs would befriend a person for 11 years plus and not have feelings for them. That was the lowest point in my life.